Welcome to the next virtual session on interview experience of MyStudent Adda. Today we have Ms. Suchita Pandey, who got selected in Bosch in the year 2019. She also cleared many of the other MNC placement exams. She is an aspiring data scientist and an awesome poet. Welcome, Suchita.
Well, thank you.
Now, moving on to the questions.
We have collected all the important queries and questions related to placement and interviews. So, our first question is, tell us your journey as a software engineer.
Okay, first of all, thank you all calling me here. So my journey as a software engineer, I think, so from second year, we had subjects related to computer science. But I think effect to those subjects got when I started doing certain projects, and all the dots start connecting when you do a project, because project has, it covers everything. It has the front end, it has back end, it has database. So everything gets connected. So I think this was my peak when I started doing projects. Yeah.
So the next question is, what inspired you to join Bosch?
So I think you might be aware that there are two types of companies. First is service-based company, and then there is product-based company. So service-based companies basically provide services to other companies. Whenever other companies approach to them, then they build a product and give it to them. But product-based companies, manufacture product in their company itself and sell it to the n number of clients. So Bosch is a product-based company, like Amazon or Google is a product-based company. So product-based company was the main focus that I always had, and I am fortunate enough that I got opportunity in Bosch. Which is a product.
The next question is, number of rounds to be faced while clearing the placement exam for Bosch.
Yeah, so there are three rounds. First round is it has three sections. Second round is a technical round, which will be approximately 30 minutes to maybe 1 hour, and then HR.
So, elaborate something about the coding round and how important is competitive programming. Like,
Yeah. So coding round, two coding questions were there. So if you have a basic knowledge in coding, I think that is also enough. If you have good practice in HackerRank, that is good. It is important that you should do at least average level competitive programming. Like if you are done with HackerRank, then you can go for HackerEarth or CodeChef. But if you're doing nothing related to competitive programming, then of course it will be very difficult for you in placements.
now, elaborate something about the technical rounds or technical interview which you faced.
Yes. So in technical rounds, very important thing is your resume. Whatever things you have mentioned in your resume, you should be well aware about that. And whatever knowledge you have, like whatever projects you have done in these 4 years, you should mention all of them, and you should have deep knowledge about them. And if you are not giving content to them, like you haven't mentioned a lot in your resume, then they will try to take in information from you. They'll ask technical questions to you. In my experience, there were a number of projects that I did, and I did projects on data science, on Tableau, and Java, Python. So they asked questions about my projects only. But yeah, talking about others, like my friends, they were asked questions about games and computer networks and operating system. So if you have conceptual knowledge about these subjects also, then it will.
So the next query is how to manage both technical and non-technical rounds. and how much time we should invest in the non-technical, preparing for non-technical rounds such as aptitude.
Yeah, this is completely my opinion that there is two approach towards this computer science field. First approach is going towards competitive programming and only focusing on that. And there are companies which hire you for coding skills only, like Hashton or Amazon. But then there is another approach, which is practical approach, that is projects. If you have done multiple projects, then you will grab knowledge about everything related to computer science field. So I went for the second approach. My competitive programming skills are good, but not best at it. But yes, I was good at projects. I was deeply aware about all the computer science subjects, and I think that worked for me. But yeah, aptitude. I will say that if you are not very much comfortable with competitive programming, then you should grab interest in aptitude. You should be strong at aptitude. But if you feel that you are very much best at coding skills, then you can go for it.
So our next question is elaborate information about HR round. If remember what questions they ask you.
In HR round, how unique you are basically. They'll ask about yourself and your strength and weakness, your family background, and your interest, where it lies. So, like I told them about that I'm good at poetry, so he asked me that you can recite your own poetry. I did that. And if I just give a small tip relating to strength and weakness, if you're talking about any of your strength, like you're saying that you're creative, then you should quote an example related to it. Like how you were creative, what have you done in your real life? You can quote some example to it. So it makes your answer look more natural instead of fabricated.
Our next question is how important are projects? How many projects did you prepare?
Yeah, I think projects worked for me. Projects are, for me, it is very important. I have done like 6 to 7 projects in data science. Then same with 5, 6 projects on Tableau, 1 project on Java, and currently also I'm doing a project. So yeah, I am very much into projects.
According to you, what will be the future and scope of IT sector after lockdown?
Yeah, I think IT sector is the only sector which will survive in this pandemic. If we see day-to-day examples also, like you can't go to shopping center for buying groceries. You have to rely on some shopping app to buy something. And same with video conferencing. Right now, we are relying on some app for this conferencing. Because pandemic demands social distancing, and that can only happen when you are at your home, and you can be communicate each other when information technology can only help you with that. So I don't know about other fields, but information technology field will survive in this pandemic.
Any advice to your juniors or any kind of experiences that will be beneficial for them?
I think advice to my juniors would be it's not just about placement, it's about life. That discover yourself. We should always discover our interest in software engineering field.
Okay, now we are heading towards our Q&A time.
So please give some tips for resume building.
For resume building, I think we should be honest. Whatever thing you feel that you have done in this 4 years, you should mention them. And resume is not a 1 or 2 day process. It's a long process. you should start building your resume. I think third year, I would say third year. You should start thinking what projects will you mention in your resume? Okay, what languages will you mention? If you're saying that you are proficient in these languages, then then only you should mention. Not everything you have heard about. You are just keep on mentioning.
So, what according to you, what is the common preparation guide and any special resources to prepare?
Common preparation guide. I think Geeks for Geeks. If you'll, if your preparation related to this recruitment will start, then they will give you some professor who will help you in aptitude and computer science related concepts and also coding. So completely, you should follow the instructions given by your professor. And also Geeks for Geeks are there, is there, and HackerRank is there. So at least do everything which is mentioned in HackerRank. You should be proficient in it. And if you want to, level up your skill, then you can go for Geeks for Geeks.
Okay. What is the importance of core subjects like OS, DBMS, computer networks?
I just mentioned, I think, in technical round, they asked most questions from operating system, from DBMS and computer networks. So these are very important subjects. You should have at least conceptual knowledge, main concepts which are there in these subjects that are very important, that we should have knowledge.
So, according to you, what is the future and scope after lockdown?
I think I just mentioned it. But yeah, I'll repeat it. I think, again, IT is the only field which will survive in this lockdown. Because every other field requires physical presence of all their employees, but in IT there is no requirement of physical presence. You can make software even with the help of your laptop, which is at home. And most of the work that goes on in IT field goes, with the help of work from home only. So I don't think that this pandemic has very much effect on IT field.
The question is, you mentioned that you did a lot of projects, right? So I want to know that how to start a project, or means if I'm stuck between a project, like I don't know what to do next.
I think currently we have internet and Google answers all the questions. If you know exact keyword, what you have to type. If firstly note it down what your what issue you are facing. If you are able to find out the actual issue that you are facing, if you'll type it on Google, Google will help you, because everything Stack Exchange, there's a website which answers almost all the questions which you have in mind. But still, if yeah.
Means where did you get help from? Like even you would have got stuck somewhere or else. Then where was there a teacher or your teammates, or you completely rely on Google only?
I honestly, I was completely relied on Google only. I think I don't know. I mean, I did try to ask from my professors, but it was not that helpful. So I think Google is your best friend. Just Google everything; it will help you out. And you can also read. You should have the habit of reading things. And if you read a lot of articles or related to these computer science only, then there is no waste of knowledge. If you get extra knowledge about anything, then also it may help you in future somewhere.
Okay. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. And I would like to thank Suchita Di for being with us and creating this wonderful session.
Thank you, Dee, for joining us.
Thank you.